Hey guys, I'm back with some career advice here after going on vacation. Last week, I found out that 33,000 people got laid off from Oracle. That is an insane number. I've never seen anything like it in my 2 decades of being in corporate. I know the first layoff that I've ever experienced was back in, I think, the early 2010 timeframe, where I was working for Pfizer as a sales rep at the time, and they had a reduction in force for the sales folks, right? And then now it's like, that was like thousands, like a handful of people in that whole entire company. Now it's like 33,000 people. That is insane. And I know a lot of my friends here in the Kansas City area got impacted. And so that's really, really scary, especially when you've been with the org for like 2, 3 decades, which is crazy. But that said, my career advice to you is as you guys are being introduced to new tools, especially with all the tech that's coming out right now, which, has that'll be a different story. But I would say that if you're learning new tools, figure out if it's a wrapper for an internal tool that they are forcing you to use, or if it's like a tool that's an industry level tool. And if you are being forced to use a wrapper, understand what is underneath the hood. So normally they'll build out like the Claude model, right? And they'll build a wrapper around it, and they'll call it something else, like an internal name. And what you want to do is be able to understand the tech that you're working on, so that you can then scale that like understanding to an industry level tool. Because what you don't want to do is on your resume, when you're doing like a interview or something outside of corporate, and they ask you about the tools that you're using, you name some internal tool, right? Instead, you can reference an industry level tool that your interviewer can be asking you about, and also you built the skill for it. So that is my tip to you: is like, try not to learn all the internal tools. I mean, you need it for your day to day, but also figure out what the industry level equivalent is, so that you can speak in the interview in a way that that person can understand the tool that you're talking about.